Hey everyone. Welcome to this live stream. Q and A. Just waiting for everyone to join. Right off the bat, I don't speak Spanish, sorry. I've been getting asked that question a lot recently. Not sure why. I wish I did. Okay. We're going live on Facebook too. We're live on Facebook. Looks like it. And I'm going to set this up. Cool. All right. Thank you everyone for joining me. This is just a hangout plus Q&A. So we're just gonna hang out for the next hour and just let me know if you have any questions about AV, about veganism, about animal rights activism. I'm here for the next hour to help you with all of those questions that you might have. Hey Laura, good to have you as always. Please keep your comments to English so that I can help you with your questions. What is your account about? Okay, so AV is an animal rights organization, anonymous for the voiceless. I've noticed that we have lots of new followers on Instagram that are maybe a bit confused about what we do. So we're not a part of the hacker group. We don't hack people's emails and stuff. We're actually an activist group and we speak up for the animals. So I mean, we haven't been able to do our regular work during the lockdown, but we normally set up demonstrations on the street. We show people footage of what happens to the animals in meat, dairy, egg industries, as well as other industries that exploit and kill animals. And we have conversations with people and we help them go vegan, basically. So I hope that helps with their confusion. So many comments that I don't understand. All right, what's happening here? Hey Tofu Matt. Hey Paul. Yes, Gloria, you can ask questions here if you have any questions about AV, about animal rights, about veganism. Fire away. Hello to you, Barbara. Yes, please speak English. Write your comments in English. Is there something behind the coronavirus? We don't know. We don't have the facts yet, so we don't know. How do you help the animals? By helping people going vegan. So we help humans to go vegan, and we also encourage them to become activists, so that they not only don't buy and consume animal products, they also speak up against it, and that way we're helping the animals. I don't want to neglect you guys on my page, so I'm going to bring this closer. That's better. Can you give some tips for being vegan? You don't need any tips. If you're convinced that you should be vegan, what are you waiting for? If you know that animal cruelty is wrong and you don't want to be a part of it, what more do you need? You decide that you want to be vegan and you just do it, you know? It's not crazy, difficult. There is no special trick to going vegan. Once you make the connection and you know it's the right thing to do, you just become vegan. If you have any specific questions regarding veganism, let me know. I would be more than happy to help you. But if you just want to research this stuff in your free time, you just go online. There are so many resources online that are good. If you want to look into, I don't know, different recipes or different products or different things that goes into veganism, if you're new to it or you haven't gone vegan yet, you can also check out our website, cubeoftruth.com, or anonymousforthevoiceless.org. And on our website, we have really good resources to help as well. Why is vegetarianism considered animal abuse? So vegetarians still consume dairy and egg. They also, because it's just a diet, they also wear animal skin like leather, fur. I'm not saying all of them, but in general they do. They also buy products that are tested on animals, like makeup that is tested on animals or has some animal ingredients in there. They might be going to places like zoos, aquariums. They might be going, I don't know, they might go and visit a circus. So because vegetarian is just a diet, it only means that you don't eat the flesh of an animal, so you don't eat the meat. But you still continue eating things like yogurt and butter and ice cream and cheese and eggs and honey, and all of this stuff still kills and abuses animals. And to go a bit deeper into it, for example, in the egg industry, what happens is, and this applies to all kinds of practices, so it could be free range, it could be organic, it could be RSPCA approved, it could be local. What happens in the egg industry when the chicks are born, when they're 1 day old, if they are male, meaning they can't lay eggs, they will actually gas them, or they will put them in a big macerator to kill them, to get rid of them. And this is standard practice everywhere around the world. Either one of these two methods. So these are little chicks alive going into a huge macerator, or they are being gassed to death. And or they put them in like big garbage bags and they just leave them to die. So by being a vegetarian, you're still supporting that. Not only that, but the chickens that are laying eggs. So the mother or the sister of that male chick that died, you're still responsible for their life as well. And what happens in the dairy industry is that cows are being raped. So basically they take the semen from the bull and they shove their hand into the vagina of the cow, the female cow. They put the other hand in the anus to position the uterus in a way that they want to make sure that they can correctly impregnate the cow. So they're basically raping the bull and the female cow. And after they give birth, after the mother gives birth, they take away the baby calf from the mother so that they cannot drink milk. And it's quite common in many of these dairy farms that they put these rings on their the baby cow's nose, and they're spiky nose rings, so that when they get close to the mom and they want to drink the milk, because it's spiky and it scratches the mom's body and it's very painful and uncomfortable, the mother cow will reject the baby, so they can't drink their milk. And also in the first few weeks or the first month or so, all the male baby calves are sent to slaughterhouses as well to be killed for their meat, because they're not, again, they're considered to be waste, because these industries cannot make money of keeping that baby calf. So again, if you're a vegetarian and you're consuming dairy, that's exactly what you're supporting, regardless of where you buy your ice cream, yogurt, milk from. This applies to all farms, even if you're supporting a local farm and they claim to be very compassionate and kind to their animals. They all do this. So they always send these baby calves to the slaughterhouses, and they always rape their cows. All right. Why doesn't Anonymous for the Voiceless has some vegan products? Well, we've never thought about it. We're not a company necessarily. I mean, we've got our clothing that helps us with covering some of the costs of running the org, but yeah, I don't see us doing that, at least now. Oh, so many comments. Sorry guys, if I miss your comments or your questions, our moderators will help respond to some of your questions, or they will send you the information, because it's just very hard for me to stay on top of every single comment. And if we don't get to respond to your questions on this live stream, we'll make sure to respond to it in future. So again, if you just joined me, this is Anonymous for the Voiceless. We're an animal rights organization. That's what we focus on. If you have any questions about veganism, let me know. I love how people are saying, speak Spanish, please. You've come to an English page and you're asking me to speak your language. Thanks, Alex. I have to scroll very quickly to see if there are any good questions that I could respond to. All right. Hopefully I can stay on top of everything now. Hey Stacy, thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful comments. We really appreciate your support. We are Anonymous for the Voiceless. We're an animal rights organization. We don't wear masks on our live streams. We do it when we have demonstrations on the street where we show footage to the public and have conversations with them about veganism. That's where we wear the Guy Fawkes mask. How can I get my friends to understand that we don't need to consume animals? I've tried so hard, but they think they need to eat animal products. Well, ask them more specific questions. Ask them, what is it that you think you're getting from flesh or dairy or whatever it might be that you don't think you can get that from plants? Ask them what exactly they're looking for. Is it protein? Is it calcium? Is it iron? What is it? And then give them the information. And also talk about how veganism is a matter of justice for the animals and has nothing to do with the effect that it has on our body or our health. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do, because abusing animals is just wrong. They deserve to live. They don't deserve to be raped, tortured, and murdered for just a sandwich or an ice cream. And that's why we're all vegan. So send them some documentaries, send them the footage that we show at the Cube, get them to watch this stuff, have conversations with them, basically outreach them like you would outreach someone at the Cube. I had a coffee before and I think I've burned my tongue. It's such a weird feeling. It's almost numb. I don't know. Does anyone know if there's a cure for that? How unethical are eggs from farmers market? They're as unethical as the eggs that you would buy from a supermarket that comes from a factory farm. There is no difference in the eyes of the animals who are the real victims here. There is no difference between buying local, free range, or buying something that came from a factory farm. All animals are being abused. You know, in some cases, like free range, they say that the animals are treated better, but the reality is that they might have a little bit more space, but at the end of the day, they are still being killed just for food, for humans to eat them. And we don't need to be doing that, so why do we continue doing that? Can I still organize a cube even though I've never participated in one? You can send us an email if you want to start your own cube. Send us an email to join@, so JOIN, at anonymousforthevoiceless.org, and you can, and we'll get in touch with you and we'll send you some information, and you can start your own chapter. Coffee is not vegan. Yeah, send me the link to the evidence that you have that coffee is not vegan. I like eating fries from McDonald's. Is that ethically correct? Because sometimes I go to the mall with my friend and there's nothing for me to eat. So, yes, technically that's vegan. So veganism, like I said, is about avoiding animal cruelty. Now, if you, for whatever reason, choose not to support certain businesses like McDonald's, that's completely up to you. But if you choose to go there and buy a drink from them or buy their chips, that's technically vegan. Now, sometimes people say, with the chips, for example, they fry it in the same oil that they would fry animal products in. They would cook it on the same grill, that kind of thing. Again, technically that's vegan because what you're creating demand for is a plant-based product. It comes down to your preference. If you don't mind that dish was cooked on the same grill or in the same pot that they cooked animal products in, then you can have that meal. If you don't want to do that, then you don't do it. I personally think if I have other options, I would go for that. I would avoid it. But then when you go to a non-vegan restaurant, those non-vegan restaurants that have vegan options or they have a vegan menu, a lot of times they don't separate the kitchen, so they're using the same things to cook in or cook with. They're not going to necessarily have specific pots or a specific grill to cook the vegan products on there. Some do, but not all of them. So again, technically, those products are still vegan. It just comes down to your preference. But I can understand that when you go to a mall and at the food court, if there are not many options and you're hungry and you want to eat something, then you're going to go to McDonald's and get yourself some chips. Just with chips though, McDonald's, Burger King, which is Hungry Jack's in Australia, and other like fast food chains. A lot of them, Domino's, Pizza Hut, those places, a lot of them, the chips that they sell or the fries that they sell, they actually have some dairy products in there, or the seasoning might have something that's not vegan. So always double check before ordering that. For example, Domino's here in Australia, they have chips and they're oven baked, so they're really good, quite healthy compared to your regular chips. But if you get it with the salt has some dairy product in it. So I always tell them that I don't want the salt if I'm getting food from there. So just be mindful of that when it comes to chips or fries. Always check. What about animal-made medicines? Do vegans condemn them? I have been asked about this many times. Can you please help? And how can vegans get heme iron? So in terms of iron, you can get vegan iron supplements if you need it, but many vegans don't need that because they eat a diet that is a balanced diet, and they get their required iron through their food. But if you do need to take supplements, there are vegan options for sure. Now, when it comes to medication, most pharmaceutical medications are tested on animals, and some of them also have ingredients that comes from an animal. So when it comes to medication, it's always a matter of thinking about it and doing your research to make sure that there is no vegan alternative for that medication. And if there isn't, you need to be able to justify it to yourself. So if you really need to take that medication because otherwise the condition that you're suffering from will have a significant impact on your life, then obviously you need to take it. But if it's something that you're just choosing to take and you can still live without it, then you shouldn't be taking it. A lot of times there are alternatives, but sometimes there isn't any alternative. So I would say definitely do lots of research to make sure that whatever it is that you need to take, one, is necessary, two, there is no alternative to it that is vegan. Like I said, when it comes to supplements, there's always a vegan alternative. So if you need to take iron, vitamin D, B12, whatever it might be, there's always a vegan one. But with medication like pain medication and antibiotics and anti-anxiety medication and things like that, usually if you need something that is really strong and effective, you can't get that vegan. Laptop's about to die. I haven't even needed B12 in 19 years. Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, apparently we do store B12 in our body for a very long time. But B12 is not a vegan issue. The general public is also usually low in B12, and many non-vegans also take B12 supplements. But yeah, that's interesting that your B12 levels are really good after 19 years of being vegan. We love you, Love you too. Thank you. Thank you for your support, guys. I've been vegan since birth and didn't start taking B12 till a few years ago. Oh, that's cool. How long have you been vegan for, Nina? '23. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions in terms of veganism or activism. Kale has lots of iron, dark leafy greens. Yes. Raw vegan as well, and it's amazing what the body can do. Yeah, that is amazing. Pretty cool. Getting lots of love here on Instagram. Thank you. All right, guys, let me know. Let me know what questions you have. If you're struggling with anything when it comes to doing outreach or anything like that. She looks high as hell. That's funny. I don't do any drugs. But okay. I guess I'm just high on life. Did I miss any questions here on Facebook? Just move this. What do we say when people want to argue that human lives need more attention than animals? That's an interesting one, huh? Laura said, you have lots of love here as well. Always. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know, Stacy. I know I don't, but to some people I look high. But it's cool. Yeah, so to answer your question, when it comes to veganism, when we're doing outreach on the street, a lot of people bring up human issues, human rights issues, and I think that's one way of them just showing how defensive they are and how closed off they are, because they don't want to discuss veganism, so they want to just bring something else up to distract the conversation. But the thing is, you know, all the human rights issues that still exist, and we can't deny them, and we still need people to fight for them. There are so many organizations, movements, groups that are speaking up about human rights, different parts of human rights. So against racism, sexism, gay rights, and so on, right? So many organizations. There is so much money that is going into these organizations and these movements, which is awesome. When it comes to the animals, even though they are the most oppressed, because this is something that's been going on for the longest. Animals have been exploited and objectified for a very long time, before maybe any other form of injustice even existed. And the number of individual animals that are being killed every day or every year is not even comparable to the number of humans that are being killed or they're being tortured, right? So in that sense, is actually if anything, they need a bigger voice. They need more organizations, and they need a bigger movement to represent them and to advocate for them, right? But that's not the reality of it. So the vegan movement, or the animal rights movement, I shouldn't say vegan movement, the animal rights movement is actually very small. It's the tiniest movement on the planet, even though animals need, a really loud voice. And like I said, people bring this up all the time on outreach, and they say, oh, but what about humans? Don't you think that we should fight for humans? We should all be fighting for human rights. Yeah, sure. Humans, of course, they deserve a voice as well, but these animals also deserve a voice. And if you as an individual choose that you're so passionate about animals and their right, and you want to fight for them, then that's completely within your rights. Nobody's in a position to tell you what you need to speak up about or how you need to do your activism. You do what feels right for you. Also, you don't need to be only focused on one thing. So many people can, do animal rights activism. They can also be going to protests against sexism or racism. So you could be speaking up about all the different injustices that exist, or you can choose as many movements as you like to represent and to be a part of. And that doesn't mean that that is taking away from the other one, or that doesn't mean that this is more important than the other one. Obviously, the animals do need a voice. The injustice that's been going on for this long needs to stop ASAP. But we can't say that everyone should only focus on the animals and nobody should speak up about anything else. And just like that, they cannot tell us to stop talking about animals and to start focusing on something else. So we need activists in all different areas to be speaking up against injustices. And again, you can choose as many movements to be a part of as you wish. I'm working on a vegan organization in my school. Any tips, advice, or suggestions you can give in terms of leadership and guiding people with the org's vegan or ethical movement? Well, I don't know exactly what kind of work you're involved with, but all I can say is when you want to advocate for the animals, just do it like you would want someone to speak up for you if you were in that position. Always stay, on the topic of the animals and the injustice that they're faced with. When you're talking to people about veganism, hold them accountable, and just show them the truth. Thanks, Ashley. Laura and Adam. Thank you. Yes, those were the days. Hope you guys are good. You're welcome. Alright, this person is a homophobe and a racist. and a species is, so they deserve to be blocked. I don't think people deserve to be blocked unless they are one of those things that I just mentioned. So if you are being a racist, if you're being homophobic, if you're being sexist, if you're being speciesist, you will get your ass blocked. Humans are killing for no reason and they suck, absolutely. Anyone who abuses or kills innocent beings. I mean, we all used to do it for so long. I used to do it for 26 years until I came across the truth. So I think every single person deserves a chance. We should give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, that's why we do what we do. That's why we do the Cube. That's why we do outreach, because we believe that everyone is able to change. Everyone is able to, make that connection. They just need a chance. So, but then beyond that, if someone continues to do that and support that, knowing what's happening and what they're supporting, then yes, I agree with you. This person said vegan is okay, but it's not okay to speak it in public or internet. Really? And what's the logic in that? So if I'm against racism, then I shouldn't be talking about it in public either. Why is that? This is a matter of justice. We want justice for the animals who are the innocent victims. Why is it that they don't deserve to have a voice? I mean, that's the definition of speciesism. Thank you for your beautiful message, for your beautiful comment. What would you change about the world? If I could change one thing about the world, I would just get rid of all forms of discrimination. All forms of oppression. That's what I would do. Starting with speciesism, racism, sexism, all of that. I feel really guilty for not being vegan for 17 years. So I'm assuming you were not vegan for 17 years and then you went vegan when you were 17. I know we all can relate to that, and we all think that, like, we wish that we went vegan earlier, but there's no point feeling guilty because we didn't know better. And I think all we can do there's no way that you can make up for that. But what we can do is be a strong voice for the animals from now until we die, to make sure that they get the justice they deserve. I agree with that, Stacey, 100%. Because that's the first form of discrimination that we learn. What made you become vegan? I watched footage from a fair farm. That made me go vegan. Thank you. My music is too loud, I just realized. How old are you? I had to think about it for a second. I'm 33. 1987, I was born. That's awesome to hear, Laura. Tips for self-care and keeping us in the fight. It's been really tough, really rough. Yeah, so self-care, I feel like self-care is not something that we need to continue talking about, because like to me it's just common sense. Just like you need to drink water, you need to breathe oxygen to survive, you need to sleep, you know what I mean? I feel like everyone is responsible for themselves. Everyone should make sure that they put themselves first, and so that they can help others. And so I think putting your self-care first as a priority is really important. Now, I don't necessarily know how to give tips because I feel like everyone's different. There are certain things that works for certain people, others do not agree with that, don't like it, doesn't work for them. But as a general thing, I believe that getting enough sleep and rest every day, every night, going to bed early, getting up early. They say that the best hours for sleep is from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. If you can do that, that would be the best. Eating a healthy diet, so eating a whole foods plant-based diet, at least for the most part. Lots of juice, fresh juice. You can see my juicer in the background here. Lots of fresh juice, lots of fruits and vegetables, just making sure you nourish your body so that you have more energy, you feel healthier, so you can be a voice for the animals for the longest. What else? I do recommend meditation, so every day, even if it's for 5-10 minutes, and it's better to start your day with doing like a 5-minute meditation. Like if you haven't done this or you haven't done it consistently, I really recommend just do it for 30 days, 5 minutes as soon as you wake up, and see how much that affects your day. And then there are other things, like I think everyone should do some kind of exercise every day, at least for half an hour. Yoga, whatever, go for a run, go for a walk, go to the gym if they're open, work out at home, whatever it is that you need to do. I think what I just listed are the must, and then on top of that, in your free time, if you want to watch movies, if you want to listen to music, if you want to hang out and socialize, if you want to create, do art, paint, play a musical instrument, whatever it is that you like doing. I love doing many things, and I make sure that I do one thing every day that is just for me. Like it could be playing my guitar, it could be painting, it could be baking. I love baking so much. Sometimes it might be just, chilling on the couch, watching a show that I like, watching a movie, hanging out with friends. All of this is important. So make sure you do put yourself first, because animals need us to be healthy, strong, physically, mentally, emotionally, so that we can continue being active for them. And yeah, we've got about 10 minutes to go. Stacy said, you were born the year I graduated high school. I hate you. Oh, I feel old, Stacy. Yeah, the Spanish messages or comments keep coming through, even though I can't read them and I haven't been responding to them. I'm not sure why we're getting so many comments in Spanish. You're welcome, Laura. Sending you lots of love. We're not going to change the name of our account. It's called Anonymous for the Voiceless. So if people choose to follow us without looking at the post or reading the bio, then that's their responsibility. That is not a good enough reason for us to suddenly change the name of our entire international organization. Doesn't make any sense. I'm eating a lot of mixed beans, lentils, and vegetable soups, falafel, and salad wraps. Yum. What is your favorite meal and meal, asal, and others? My favorite meals. It's very difficult to answer. I love food a lot, so there is a lot of meals that I love. If I had to just pick one, it would be very difficult. If I had to pick one thing that you can eat, it's not necessarily a meal, but one thing, that would be chocolate. Chocolate is like, if it wasn't so bad for your health, I would probably be eating chocolate all the time. But if you're talking about a dish, like a main meal, I love pasta a lot. So, and there's so much you could do with it. So I would say pasta. I can eat pasta every day. But I also like I said, see, now I'm thinking, is that really my favorite food? I love Indian food, Mexican food, like I love burgers, pizza. I just love food. Mexican food is the best. So good. Stacy said, if you like to learn some basic Spanish, let me recommend a YouTube channel called Spanish with Paul. I love that. Stacy, please send me a link. Please message me and send me the link. You know, when the quarantine started, I said to Paul, we should learn a new language. And obviously we both said we should learn Spanish, because we thought, well, we should use this time and do as much as we can. So one thing was, I've been wanting to learn, and I love learning new languages. So we thought, okay, we're gonna learn Spanish, and we can do it together, so we can practice together. But can you believe that we haven't had the time yet, because there's been just so much to do. But yeah, if you recommend that video, I would love to watch it, and then maybe I'll start from that, and then yeah, I'll continue and I'll learn more Spanish. I would love to be able to speak Spanish fluently. Chocolate is not bad with the right company making it. No, that's the thing. I don't like dark chocolate. I like sweet chocolate, like Veggie. I don't know if you guys have Veggie, depending on where you're from. But yeah, I like, chocolate that is sweet. It's always got cocoa, butter, or some kind of oil, and sugar. So it's never healthy, the kind of chocolate that I like. I can't eat too much dark chocolate that is bitter. That's not my kind of chocolate. I like the unhealthy kind. That's why I said it like that. Like the chocolate spread and things like that. Anything super spicy. Yeah, I love spicy food. Thank you so much for being so active. Thank you, Marlena. Really appreciate your comment. Your videos have been so helpful to me. Thanks for the work you do. Wow, thank you. That means a lot. I'm so glad that the videos that we put up on you know, either it's short videos explaining one topic or the Irish videos. I'm really glad to hear that you guys find them valuable and you learn from them. Well, coconut sugar is still sugar. It's processed sugar, so it's a little bit better, but yeah, coconut sugar is still the same. What I've been using recently is monk fruit sugar, which is supposed to be the best in terms of how healthy it is for you, or healthier. It's the least processed and in terms of calories and things like that. But it's got a very strange taste, monk fruit sugar. It's sweet, but it's got like a bitter taste, aftertaste. Thanks, Stacy. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Laura. All right, we've got a few more minutes. I'm not gonna make a comment on that. Bitsen Fritzen, is that how you say your name? Yeah, I'm not gonna make a comment on that, but I feel you. Yeah, I love sweets too. I can eat sweets all day. My ears are very itchy. Sorry guys, I've got really itchy ears and throat. Kind of like a hay fever kind of feeling. Lol. Hello to you in Mexico. All right, I think I can just wrap this up. Doesn't seem like there are many questions at the moment. Yes, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm doing another interactive workshop in a few days, so keep an eye out for that one. If you haven't done one of those with me, it's quite fun. So I will be asking questions like the most common arguments that non-vegans bring up, like the ones in the comment section now on Instagram. I can see them. So I'm getting inspired for the next live stream. So I will be asking the questions and then you guys will respond. So you can help me with the answers. And then I will also do a giveaway. So I'll pick 2 people on that live stream and each will get a $50 voucher to spend on our website. So that's happening on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe. But keep an eye out for it. We usually announce it 24 hours before it's happening. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Laura. Can we talk about insects then? Sure. Yeah, I can bring that up if I remember it. I'm gonna write it down. Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. Really appreciate all the love and support. I hope that you're all staying safe and you're good. And please continue speaking up for the animals. I know that, you know, it's been crazy. 2020 has been crazy. But animals still need a voice and we all need to stay strong for them. So continue speaking up for them. If you're still in lockdown like we are here in Australia, kinda, just keep doing activism online until we can get back on the streets, hopefully soon. All right, thank you everyone. Much love and take care.